Hi guys, so I will get straight into it. This is a kind of dream that I've been having for the past, I would say, 2 to 4 years. And I'll just describe the basic format of the dream. There's been many variations on it. So I'll give you a description of the dream, and then I will give an interpretation, and then a discussion. So here we go. I'm walking down a path, a small concrete path in a park. In these different dreams, because they're recurring, they're in different parts of of New Zealand. I've had some that are in the city of Nelson in the north of the South Island. I've had some in the city of Wellington, New Zealand, where I grew up. I've had some that are set overseas in other parts of the world. But yeah, like the scenes are different, the scenery is different, but the events are the same. I'm walking down this concrete path, and then off to my left, in the grass on the edge of this path, in the parkland that it's meandering through. The park it's like a kind of a meadow, or in some cases a meadow. I would say where the grass is maybe half a foot to a foot high, like 15 centimeters to 30 centimeters high. So it's sort of unmowed, and there are flowers, and it's like kind of more like a field. And other dreams, it's a neatly kept lawn, in which case the grass is maybe just 1 to 1.5 inches, so like 3 to 5 centimeters high. But what's interesting is in these dreams is I'm walking along the path, and there are other people around me. They're not seeing what I'm seeing in the grass, whether it's meadow, like type grass, which is half a foot to a foot, 15 to 30 centimeters high, or whether it's a neatly kept lawn. What I'm seeing off to the left and right of this path are tiny stacks of silver coins, and they're gleaming, they're sparkling, and I see them, and I stoop down, and I just start picking up, and I start loading up on silver coins. And it's weird because I'm walking around and no one else can see them. It's like they're invisible to the other people around me. I'm walking in these parks, and there's one park, it's called I forget the name off the top of my head. I'll put a Google Maps pin to it. It's in Eastbourne in Wellington, which is where I grew up. I've had more than like 3 or 4 of these dreams where this takes place there. I used to go to New Zealand Boy Scouts when I was a kid, between growing up. And the Scouts club room is adjacent to that park, and so is the public swimming pool, the summer pool, which is just open in summer. So I have a lot of childhood memories of that park. And sometimes I'll be in that park in these dreams, and there'll be 20 to 40 people around me, and they're walking right by these coins, and no one can see them. And I'm just loading up. All right, so as I said, that's the basic format of the dream. Different scenery, but I keep having it. It keeps coming. So one of the nuances of dream work and dream reading is that if you get a recurring dream, recurring dreams are usually significant, and they're generally something you need to pay attention to. And they will either stop when you get the message, or when you get the message, a new part of a story will begin to unfold, and you'll be given more information. But they'll keep recurring until you get it, and it's crazy. Like literally, sometimes I for example, there was one of these kinds of dreams that I was having for 3 or 4 years before I got the meaning, and then I started to get more information about what it was that was being shown. So the interpretation I will give now. So again, I have to frame the language I'm using carefully due to the sensitive nature of my position with regards to the family and domestic violence, for reasons I can't go into. I've mentioned that in previous videos. I can't say whether I think it's prophetic or not, or whether it's like a revelatory dream or not. Wink, wink. I'll be more open in the future, but this is one I just feel to put out now because it's important, and it's important. So I got the intuitive download for what this dream meant when I woke up. These dreams meant when I, after a year or two, I really couldn't figure it out for a long time. So, but what it means is this: the coins were physical silver. So the symbolism is that coins hidden in grass, they were kind of hidden, but not really. It was like they were hiding in plain sight. It was more like they were overlooked. So it's signaling that, it's saying that silver is massively undervalued. And that, well, to put it one way, I have this friend I mentioned in another recent video who's an American Jewish guy from New York, who's a genius. He's so intelligent. But he's very conscious too. Like, for example, he's against the genocide in Gaza being committed by Zionist Jews. And he puts it this way: when you know things other people don't know, you can see things other people don't see. The dreams are saying that silver is massively undervalued, and that most people, for various reasons, are blind to this. And there is a massive opportunity. And it's not just that they're not seeing it. That's why it was down on the ground. The fact that it was low, and it's just tiny little piles of coins, represents the fact that it's not just people aren't understanding that it's like, so 3 points. It's undervalued. People aren't seeing it. I mean, it's one of the reasons it's undervalued. It's basic supply and demand. There's not much. There's less demand because not as many people as should be are seeing the value. So, if as many people as should be seeing the value of physical silver were seeing it, they would be buying more of it, and that would drive up the price. But so it's, like in summary. Right. Scratch that. I back up. It's 2 points. I'm overcomplicating it. The symbolism. Yeah, the one is that it's overlooked. People aren't seeing the true value, which relates to why the price is low. They just don't understand the opportunity. But 2, the fact that it was down really low in the grass, and there were small stacks of coins, they're not at eye level. That's showing that's symbolic for the fact that the value of silver currently on the market is, apparently, this is what the dreams are saying, only a tiny fraction of what it should be, and or will be in the future. That's what it seems to be saying. So to summarize, it's overlooked, and partly as a result of that, the price is way below what it should be, and that represents an opportunity. Putting aside any talk of dreams, whether prophetic or not, in nature, if you do objective, rational, detailed, exhaustive, meticulous, and thorough analysis, investigation, and exploration of the topic of precious metals, being gold, physical gold, and silver, you will learn that they are one of the safest bets to protect your wealth in times of crisis. But physical, you want to hold the physical stuff. You don't want paper tickets or anything. And look, everyone out there is responsible for their own financial decisions. So that's on you what you do. But I will say, I'll be straight up. As soon as I get any reasonable sum of money, I should be able to I should be in a position where I'm able to lock down a full-time job within 2 to 6 months. I'm going to put 80 to 90% of my savings in physical precious metals. At 60 to 80%, because it's a safe option at this time. putting aside again dreams, prophetic or not, this is the discussion again, of any kind, like it's clear that we're moving into a world that's destabilizing, into a time of more chaos and uncertainty. And in those times, you want to focus not on making a fortune, you want to focus on wealth preservation. Ironically, if you do that in the right way, you will actually make a fortune. And you don't need to look at dreams, videos about dreams of gold and silver on YouTube to see that. Yeah, I think silver is probably at least going to 10x. And again, leaving aside any dreams, prophetic or not, about any potential third world war, which I think we're already in. If we are on that, then you need money to have options. And if you've got no money, you've got no options. You don't want to be stranded in one of these countries, when it's about to be invaded and you've got no choices and options to leave. To be honest with you, I actually think people who invest prudently, wisely, and carefully and shrewdly in physical precious metals, make your own decisions, do due diligence. These decisions are your responsibility, just to clear myself. But like I said, I'm just telling you what I'm going to be doing this with my money straight up. I think the people who do that, they will make so much money that they will be in a position of such financial abundance that they'll not only have enough for themselves, but to help save friends and family who get wiped out in what's coming, which looks like it will be worse than the Great Depression of the early 30s. It's almost 100 years ago. So, Recurring Dream. I think it's the name of a Crowded House song. It's a famous New Zealand Australian band. Make of it what you will, but I do think it means something. Can't say what I really think about it right now because of my circumstances. As I said, in the future I'll be at liberty to talk more freely about that. But lots of other people have had dreams about this. I'll put a link to the gold and silver playlist that I have on my channel in the description box below. And as I said, you can just do research from a logical, intellectual point of view, and you'll quickly discover that this is a very wise, safe, intelligent investing option at this point in history. And I would encourage anyone who's looking to protect and preserve their wealth and to not just survive but thrive through the coming period of chaos, which we're clearly moving into, to looking into investing in physical gold and silver. Thanks.